Hi everyone, hope you're doing good. We're back with our grammar session, and in the previous video we explained how to make a passive sentence and why we need one. Now we're continuing with some practice. I'll help you go through the exercises in your textbook, so let's do it together. Here we go. So, students' book, page 20, and here's a short extract about Reader's Digest, a famous journal and a magazine. Reader's Digest was founded in 1922. Today, it is read by people in every country in the world. Shouldn't you be one of them? Subscribe today. Okay? So there are two passive structures, was founded and is read, given in bold. And we will continue with some more exercises related to the Reader's Digest. So the exercise says, read these sentences and decide if they're active or passive. So you can write A for active or P passive in your textbooks. Let's do it together. First one says, Reader's Digest was founded in 1922. Okay, was founded. So this is a passive sentence. We have past simple passive here. Number two, millions of people read it. This is an active one. Next one. A large type edition is also printed. A large type edition is also printed. Is printed. This is a passive sentence. Okay. Number four. They also record it. They record it. Okay. So this is an active sentence. Reader's Digest is published once a month. Reader's Digest is published once a month. This is a common passive structure, is published. Okay, this is present simple passive. Next one, number 6. It has been translated into many languages. It has been translated. Okay, this is present perfect passive as well, so you can write P. Many readers subscribe to the magazine. Many readers, subject, subscribe, we have the predicate, and to the magazine. So this is an active sentence. You can write A in front of it. It is sold in the newsagents throughout the country. It is sold. It is sold. This is a passive sentence. I read an interesting article in it. Be careful with pronunciation. I read an interesting article in it. This is an active sentence. The article was written by a famous scientist. Was written. The article was written. This is a common passive structure. You've seen this before. So 10 is also passive. Okay? Okay, we're moving on with the next exercise. Fill in the gaps using forms of to be to complete the passives. Okay? So here are a couple of sentences. Our task is to fill in only with the verb to be, while the past participles have been given. The project usually handed in every week. So we have the verb handed, but we need to add forms of the verb to be. But of course, we would have to try a little bit to revise and try to remember the verb to be in different tenses. So if you can recall the table we were dealing with when explaining the passives, there was MRE's option, then was were, if we're dealing with the past simple tense, have been, has been, with the present perfect tense, MRE's plus being, if we're dealing with the present continuous tense, was, were, being, past continuous tense, had been, past perfect, and modal options such as will be, can be, must be, and so on. Okay. So, the project is usually handed in every week is the correct option for the first sentence because we're dealing with the present simple tense due to having every week in the sentence. Okay, every week tells us we are dealing with the present simple. The house you saw yesterday was built 10 years ago. okay, ago, 10 years ago, helps us to decide that this sentence needs the past simple form of the verb to be, was. David's new book will be published next January. Next January tells us the time. Time reference is future, so will be published. Are the windows being cleaned at the moment, Sally? Can you check that, please? Okay, so we're adding are because we're having at the moment time reference for the present continuous tense. The bride and the groom have just been announced. Okay, just time reference for the present perfect tense, so have just been announced, added in the sentence E. America was discovered by Columbus. Okay, time reference is obvious, so America was discovered by Columbus in the past, so we are using was as the past simple tense of the verb to be. The mail is delivered every Monday morning. Is delivered every Monday morning is the present simple time reference. Every Monday morning describes some kind of routine happening all the time. So we are adding is in this sentence. Okay, let's do some more. Rewrite these sentences instead of using somebody, they, people, and so on. Write a passive sentence. Okay. I helped a little bit making the verbs red so you can clearly see what we are dealing with here. Somebody cleans the room every day. Okay, object is the room, and we have to use the rules we've learned for the present simple tense. Okay, the room is cleaned every day. So the meaning is the same, only the focus of the sentence is different. Somebody cleans the room every day. The room is cleaned every day. Let's see the next one. They cancelled all flights because of fog. Cancelled is the past simple tense. We have to keep that tense in the passive one. Okay. All flights were cancelled because of fog. Okay. All flights were cancelled. Sounds nicer. It's like an instruction. People don't use this road much. Okay, this is a tricky one. We have the present simple tense, and at the same time we have a negative sentence. Okay, not, you recognize a not or don't. So we have to keep it negative. This road isn't used much. Okay, this road isn't used much. So we have used isn't plus past participle of the verb used to make a present simple passive sentence. Somebody accused me of stealing money. Somebody accused me of stealing money. Okay, you have the verb accuse in the past simple tense with ed. And you also have an interesting situation with this object, me. We're going to take me, but we cannot start a sentence with me, us, them. We have to put it in the nominative case, okay? I was accused of stealing the money. I was accused of stealing the money. Okay. Mrs. Hardy teaches us English. Mrs. Hardy teaches us English. A sentence with two objects, us and English. We're going to take us, but we cannot start a sentence with us. We will start with we. We are taught English. And you can add by Mrs. Hardy if you want, but it's not necessary. Okay, we are taught English by Mrs. Hardy. Okay, cool. There are more sentences here to come, so don't go away. The sixth one says, the online store will send me a receipt. The online store will send me a receipt. So will send is future simple. You also have me and a receipt. Let's take a receipt for a change. A receipt will be sent. Okay, a receipt will be sent. A common sentence to read somewhere or to hear. She's writing a poem about love. She is writing a poem about love. Is writing, we're dealing with the present continuous tense. And what's the object here? The object of the sentence is a poem about love, right? A poem about love is being written. So, due to having the present continuous tense here, we have to use is being and add the past participle form of the verb write. Da Vinci painted Mona Lisa. Okay, Da Vinci painted Mona Lisa, the past simple tense. Mona Lisa is the object. Mona Lisa was painted by Da Vinci. Mona Lisa was painted by Da Vinci. Thousands of tourists have visited Spain this summer. Thousands of tourists have visited Spain this summer. Have visited is the present perfect tense. We're going to take Spain as an object and make it a subject. Spain has been visited by thousands of tourists this summer. Okay? Bear in mind that the present perfect is easy to deal with. Basically, you just put been in between and think about have or has, okay, going with the subject, and you basically keep the tense as you did it. People believe he is a liar. This is a tricky one. That's why it's with asterisk. People believe he is a liar. He is believed to be a liar. He is believed